Does it get easier? Does the boredom disappear? Do the long days disappear? Does the cravings all of a sudden go away? Does thinking about alcohol go away? I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Today I want to talk about an email that I got, a question that I got through email, and it was, does it get easier? You know, there's all these things about quitting drinking alcohol and the discomfort of quitting drinking alcohol. Does that sort of disappear? Does the boredom go away? Do the long days disappear? And the answer is yeah, if you want it to, we're built for change, right? We're built for change to happen all the time, right? You know, whether it's the seasons change throughout the year, whether it's, you gradually get older and your body changes, your mind changes, all that kind of stuff, right? We change, and change is going to happen whether you like it or not. So you might as well push forward and push into your discomfort zone and start changing now rather than waiting for later, because later is going to be a bit more difficult to push the changes, to process the changes, right? And all of this is, it's outside of your discomfort zone, all of this stuff. Whether it is the boredom, feeling bored, that is a feeling of discomfort. Whether it's, thinking about the long days, you sort of have to, it all happens up here in your head, right? Boredom happens here in your head. Long days happen inside your mind. If you sit down in a chair and you sit there from the time that you get up in the morning until the time that you go to bed at night, then it's going to be a long fucking day, right? No doubt about that, right? And you will be bored, right? At the same time, right, if there's a guy there and he's been practicing meditation as a Zen Buddhist for 20 years, then, sitting in a chair with his arms crossed or his arms on his knees or whatever it is, and doing absolutely nothing from the time that he gets up in the morning until the time that he goes to bed, it's not going to be boring, right? It's not going to be a long day. It's called meditation. That's what he does, right? So two different perspectives doing the same thing. What I'm saying here is that if you spend your life after you quit drinking, thinking about your old life, thinking about how good your old life was, thinking about how good it would be to have a pint or a beer or a glass of wine or whatever it is, right? And not doing anything else in the future, then it's going to be a boring life. That's not my recommendation at all. My recommendation for everyone is to stop the drinking, right? Don't focus on the alcohol anymore. Focus on the future. Focus on what you're going to do tomorrow. Focus on what you're going to do now. Focus on what you're going to do in 10 years' time. Aim at something that is fantastic in your life, that you always wanted to do. Focus on your dreams. And that's, I'm not talking about some wishy-washy dream that you would have loved to have done if only you'd have started when you were 4 years of age, right? We've got in the Grand Prix world at the moment, there's a young lad, 18 years of age, Max Verstappen from Holland, and the whole Dutch nation is getting behind this guy, right? In all fairness, they haven't got much of a football team to get behind. So I'm glad that they've got this, because this guy is a superhero. He's just brilliant. And, he's not only good on the racetrack, he's getting the whole package. He can talk the talk as well as walk the walk. He's very comfortable in himself. As an 18-year-old, when he first came on the scene, he was the youngest driver in F1. He's the youngest driver to have ever got his to win a Grand Prix. He won the Spanish Grand Prix in Barcelona in 2016, this year. And the guy is just, when you listen to him talking, when I first saw him coming out, I just thought, this is a recipe for disaster. This guy's going to come on the scene and he's going to cause a crash, he's going to cause a pile-up, he's going to cause people to get killed. That was my first reaction. But he's just a superb driver. Now, his parents are both racing drivers, right? Jos Verstappen is his father, and sorry I don't know his mother's name, but she's also a racing driver, and he's been racing from the age of 4, right, in karts, and he's from the PlayStation era, right? So he's always had his hands on the Grand Prix, knows the tracks inside out and stuff like that, and he just knows how to drive a car, right? So, but as I say, he's practiced from the age of 4 years of age. Now, no matter how much I wanted to do that, right, at my age, 50, I'm never going to be able to do that. People retire from Grand Prix, from Grand Prix racing, same as they retire from soccer and all the other massive sports once they get into their 30s, because they're just not as good, they're not as quick anymore, they're not as agile. The body deteriorates as it gets older, and you just can't do as much. So these guys have they've got a limited time span. So no matter how much I wanted to do that, I couldn't do that, right? So there's no point in having a dream of saying to yourself, well, yeah, I would love to be able to, this is what my dream is, to become a world champion Formula 1 driver, right? It's just never going to happen, right? So you have to be realistic in your expectations about your dreams. But what I'm saying is that as long as you understand that you're being realist, then you can achieve anything that you want in life. And why not go for the things that are going to deliver you the best feelings in your life, the best feelings of personal achievement, that are going to give you the feelings of self-confidence, and self-confidence is something that builds over time. You build it bit by bit, moment by moment, as you head in the right direction. Oh, jeez, I'm slipping down these hills. There's all ditches around here. So you might as well dream big, but as I say, you can sit on your arse and do nothing and just try and live the same life that you've always lived, go to the same pub, and still try and be friends with the same people. It's not going to work. You're going to be back on the booze in no time at all, because you're still trying to live the same life. And that's what I keep trying to say, is it's not about the alcohol. It's about the life. It's about the lifestyle. It's about the framework that you build up around the alcohol. As long as you keep trying to hold on to that old framework, that old idea, that old way of living, then you're screwed. You've got to move away from it. You've got to leave certain things behind in your past. Leave some of them behind as just nasty parts of your day, your life that you don't want anymore, that are not productive in your life anymore, that are not going to give you any benefit anymore, You've also got to do the same with some of the people in your life. It's an unfortunate thing, but some of the people you're going to have to leave behind. These people are going to be a hindrance to your progress. And you know which ones are which. If you don't know at the moment, then don't worry about it. You'll soon find out. These are the people that are continuously trying to pull you back into your old lifestyle. You can't allow that to happen, right? So, like I say, progress should always be forwards. It's always going to be forwards, and it has to be something that's pulling you forwards. If you don't have that reason for moving away from alcohol, if all you've got is the alcohol and the old lifestyle of what it used to be like, then where are you? You're always going to be pulled back. It's going to be like you've got a huge elastic band attached to the back of your trousers, the more you try and pull yourself forwards, the more stress and strain is pulling you back to your old life. Just not going to work. It's not going to work. You've got to have forward momentum. You've got to have something to aim towards, a goal in your life, a reason for moving forwards. As they say, a man with a big enough reason why will shoulder anyhow, right? A man who's got a big enough reason why to move forwards will put up with anything in order to get to that. You know, as I've said as well, you've got to push yourself into a position, put yourself into a position where the two things are mutually exclusive. They just don't go together. You know, you can't have this new life and still drink, you know. It's the best place to be. Look, that's enough for this one. Go over to the website and leave a comment. Leave a comment down below if you're on YouTube. Sign up to the newsletter, it's absolutely free, and there's a free video course along with it. If you want to support the YouTube videos, then you can become a supporter on Patreon. Just type in patreon.com in Google, go to Patreon and search for alcoholmastery.com. There's also a link on the website in the sidebar. So till next time, I'm Kevin O'Hara for Alcohol Mastery. Stay safe, keep the alcohol out your mouth, onwards and upwards. Good luck.